We're back again for day 117 of the Daily Bread Bible Study. We are looking at 2 Kings chapters 24 and 25, the last two chapters in 2 Kings. Our narrative arc is brought to conclusion today as Judah will be exiled. So how does that happen? Well, in 2 Kings 24, King Jehoiakim does not have to be subject to Egypt for long. A man named King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon repels Pharaoh and claims the region of Judah for himself. Thus, in 2 Kings 24, verse 7, the king of Egypt did not come again out of the land, for the king of Babylon had taken over all that belonged to the king of Egypt, from the Wadi of Egypt to the river Euphrates. With the shifting nations fighting around them, King Jehoiakim thought it would be wise to try and maintain sovereignty over Judah. The Lord is not consulted, so the Lord sends other nations who have been enslaved by Babylon to attack them, including the Moabites and Ammonites. It all comes back full circle. These descendants of Lot, who were thorns in the side for the people of Israel, continue to be thorns in their side. These were the nations God previously kicked out to give the Israelites the land, the promised land. And now God is using the same nations to evict the remnant of his chosen people. Now King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon has victory over Judah and carts off to Babylon the valuable resources of land, including the vessels of the house of the Lord, the treasures of the king's house, skilled workers, warriors, and government officials, and the king and his family. The poor are said to remain in Jerusalem, along with a vassal king appointed by Nebuchadnezzar. This is Jehoiakim's uncle, who is called Zedekiah. In 2 Kings 25, a few years into his appointment, Zedekiah then leads a revolt against King Nebuchadnezzar. The Babylonians come again to Jerusalem and cut off all the supplies entering the city. They breach the wall of Jerusalem and take the city. They capture Zedekiah, kill his sons before his eyes, permanently blind his eyes, and cart him off alive to Babylon. To make matters worse, the city of Jerusalem is burned. In 2 Kings 25, verse 9, he burned the house of the Lord, the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem. Every great house he burned. All the armies of the Chaldeans who were with the captain of the guard broke down in the walls of Jerusalem. So everything in the house of the Lord is taken away. All of it. Everything hold special and dear is gone. The great temple of Solomon, the crowning achievement, the structure of the height of the monarchy of the 12 tribes of Israel, is flattened and gone. Jerusalem is left in ruins. It should be noted as well, too, the valley of Hinnom is the place where all of this destruction happens. This is a valley out of the side of Jerusalem. It's the place called Gehenna, and it's often the place in the New Testament that is called and referenced as hell. So literally the Israelites here are going through hell, and hell including this unquenchable fire, this fire that is constantly burning the city at this moment in time. So this will be important for imagery coming up in the New Testament to understand what Jesus references when he talks about the fires of Gehenna. It's dealing to this moment of the time of exile. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar appoints Gedaliah as governor, and Gedaliah is murdered, and it is said that the people flee to Egypt. This is a fitting conclusion for our disintegration of hope. Those without hope run to Egypt, which the ancestors sought to do in the wilderness. Those carted off to Babylon will actually persevere. There will be great stories of their faithfulness to God, even in the midst of persecution and lions. Looking at you, the story in the book of David. The book of 2 Kings ends on a small positive note. King Jehoiachin of Judah is released from prison and eats at the king of Babylon's table. The promise of the line of David is still alive through Jehoiachin. While much hope is gone, the hope in the line of David will carry many faithful people for hundreds of years, eventually culminating in those who recognize Jesus of Nazareth as the foretold Messiah. So may we learn to cling to the hope present in Jesus, even in the midst of our troubling times. So there will be a brighter day. Thank you for all of the study and for following with me as we wrapped up 2 Kings in this narrative arc. We look to a second retelling of that with the Chronicles narrative next time.